Now on 8 News at 11. Breaking news and entertainment tonight as fans and loved ones are stunned over the sudden death of beloved actor Matthew Perry of the iconic sitcom Friends. More on what his final picture on social media may be revealing. Plus the latest out of Maine as we're hearing from the governor and witnesses in the wake of the shooter's death, who carried out the deadly rampage killing 18 people and wounding more than a dozen others. Plus police getting drugs off the street and out of your home, how a local drug take-back event is making strides in preventing addiction.
Eight News starts now with breaking news.
And that breaking news out of Los Angeles tonight, where Friends star Matthew Perry has died from an apparent drowning at his home. He was only 54 years old. You're watching 8 News at 11. I'm Heather Hope. According to TMZ, authorities responded to reports of a cardiac arrest at his LA home around 4 p.m. Pacific time. Details are still unclear on the exact cause of death, though reports indicate there was no foul play or drugs found at the scene. Just a few days ago, Perry shared a photo of himself relaxing in a hot tub on Facebook. Now the LA Times is saying he was found unresponsive in that same hot tub just hours ago. Just last year, Perry published a book called Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, a memoir, detailing his struggle with drug addiction during his acting career. Here's footage from an ABC exclusive interview with Diane Sawyer.
It was important to me to do something that would help people.
You sure know how to make people fasten their seatbelts.
Oh, good. Thanks. I'm glad you read it.
You say, addiction, the big terrible thing, is far too powerful for anyone to defeat alone. But together, one day at a time, we can beat it down.
Yeah. Your disease is just outside, just doing one-arm push-ups, just waiting for you, waiting to get you alone. Because alone, you lose to the disease. And now I finally feel okay and feel like I've got some strength. It means that I've developed some safety nets around this. You know, for some reason, it's obviously because I was on Friends, more people will listen to me. So I've got to take advantage of that. I've got to help as many people as I can.
Just powerful words from Perry just a year ago. He is mostly known for his role as Chandler Bing on Friends, like we just heard him mention, but he was also known for his roles in 17 Again, Fools Rush In, and The Whole 9 Yards. Our hearts go out to his friends and family as they grieve this tremendous loss. We'll continue to keep you updated on air and online as we work to learn more.
Tonight, the city of Lewiston and the state of Maine begin to move forward on what will be a long and difficult road to healing, but we will heal together. Robert Card is dead.
Strong words from the governor of Maine just hours after Robert Card, the suspected shooter in a mass shooting happening on Wednesday night, was found dead yesterday. Card was found around 7:45 last night in Lisbon, Maine, a neighboring town. Officials say he was actually found at a recycling center that he used to work for. Take a look at your screen here. This is now seen video from that moment last night. Officials are saying Card was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, though police are still unsure of when he died. The police already had searched the recycling center Card was eventually found in twice before being pointed to a piece of property that had not been checked, an adjoining lot used for overflow parking. It was there police found Card in a trailer with 2 firearms. Now big questions still haunting the community. What was his motive for this violent attack on his home state, and could law enforcement have prevented Card from opening fire? Investigators say they received more than 800 tips during the manhunt, with Card's family saying it's possible he may have been looking for an ex-girlfriend. ABC's Morgan Norwood with the latest.
Tonight, with the manhunt now over, authorities shifting the focus of their investigation into the motive behind the deadly mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine. It comes after authorities announced late Friday they found the body of 40-year-old Robert Card dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Robert Card is no longer a threat to anyone.
Police say his body was found near the Androscoggin River in Lisbon Friday night by a recycling center where he used to work. Authorities say they had cleared that location twice.
Across the street, there's an overflow parking lot, which is the Recycling Corporation property. So the owner was very diligent to say, did you clear those trailers?
Investigators say they found a note describing it as a letter to family.
I wouldn't describe it as a explicit suicide note, but the tone and tenor was that the individual was not going to be around.
The suspect had been at large for more than 48 hours after allegedly going on a shooting rampage at a bowling alley and a bar, killing 18 people and wounding 14 others. We're now learning more about the victims. The youngest, Aaron Young, just 14 years old, killed along with his father Bill at the bowling alley.
Aaron loved to bowl, and it was something they did fairly regularly, and just happened to be that night.
Arthur Strout, a father of 5, also died in that shooting. His own father was with him at the restaurant, but left 10 minutes before the gunman walked in and opened fire.
I'm there with my son, playing a couple games of pool, just laughing, and in that 10 minutes, he's just gone.
And officials say they took in more than 820 leads, many of them coming from the suspect's family. They've also opened up a victim services center to provide support for the victims' families. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Lisbon, Maine.
Morgan, thanks for that update. Now, police are also revealing that they were alerted about Card a month ago after he issued, quote, veiled threats to soldiers on his Army base. A statewide alert was sent out and law enforcement searched the base and Card's home, but were unable to find him. So they moved on after about 2 weeks. Now survivors of Card's vicious attack are speaking out about this tragic event that some are saying could have been prevented.
She was waiting for her turn, and she was goofing around doing something beside at the table, and I heard, like I said, it's all I can attribute to is close to the loudest firework you've ever heard in your life.
The mother-daughter were split up when the chaos began. The daughter, you can see in the video, ran and hid at a neighboring Subway while her mother stayed inside and hid.
There was 3 gunshots that I heard before I ran out of the building. The first one, because I saw people playing pool, I thought like it was like the pool ball, like it might like hit them hard. And then the second one, someone was bowling, so I thought like they dropped their bowling ball. And then the third one, when I walked over to see like if someone's hurt, I saw a person get shot and fall off their stool.
Her mother goes on to say that despite the terror they felt, she doesn't feel hate in her heart. She just wants answers. New details continue to pour in from Maine, and 8 News will stay on top of it with the latest updates. So scan the QR code on your screen or go to WRIC.com for the latest minute-by-minute details. Hopewell police are investigating a shooting that happened around 3:30 this afternoon. Officers responded to Danville Street, where they found Charmel Mason with a gunshot wound. Benjamin Mason was arrested and charged with misdemeanor reckless handling of a firearm and taken to Riverside Regional Jail without bond. Charmel died from her injuries. A Norfolk woman who is a domestic abuse survivor is giving back to her community through her nonprofit called SMILE. It stands for Sisters Moving in Love Everywhere, and her goal is to help every woman live free of violence. She hosted an event this week to tell her story and empower other women.
He didn't want me around my friends. He didn't want me to go anywhere. He didn't want me to wear makeup. I took a day off, I rented a U-Haul, and I just left. And I've never looked back. And as scary as it was starting over, it was the best decision I ever made.
Wow, good words there. Norfolk Councilwoman Andrea McClellan also attended this event. And the Richmond FBI is announcing a training exercise next week. This will be taking place near its headquarters in Richmond's north side. Commuters will not be affected, but residents will see some helicopters in the area. An FBI representative said there is no particular reason for this training and no one should be afraid of potential threats. Now making strides in preventing drug addiction and illness, local law enforcement held a medicine take-back event in Midlothian today with the goal of protecting our communities and the environment. 8 News reporter Victoria Lucas was there and joins us in our digital center with more.
Heather, drug take-back events like the one today help prevent the accidental poisoning, misuse, and overdose of drugs. Multiple cars came through a drop-off event behind the Kroger in Midlothian. If you asked Corporal Matt Rogers of the Chesterfield County Police Department, he'd tell you what's going on.
We're all out here to try to get the medication and get it disposed of safely.
A medication take-back event was held by the Chesterfield County Police Department in partnership with the Drug Enforcement Administration and various other partners. Those with expired, unwanted, or unneeded medication came to drop them off Saturday. Ian Stoddart of Midlothian got rid of some old medicine. He says this is one of the safest ways to make sure medication doesn't get into the wrong hands.
People can go into garbage and they get meds that are not good for them. They take them, they maybe try to resell them.
Corporal Rogers says flushing medication can impact community water, contaminating rivers, lakes, and drinking water supplies with the drug residue. If you couldn't make it out today, don't worry. The county is always accepting unwanted meds.
If you were in between takebacks and you have some medicine you need to get rid of, you can go to our headquarters and drop off the medicine at the drop box and we'll take care of it.
If you don't have a drop box in your area, the DEA says to mix that unwanted medication in something undesirable, such as coffee grounds or kitty litter. Place that mixture in a sealed bag or container, then throw it in the trash. Head to our website, WRIC.com, for more tips on this. In the Digital Center, Victoria Lucas, 8 News.
Good information, Victoria. Thanks. New details. TSA is warning against packing some scary items to go through security checkpoints as we approach Halloween. If you're bringing any costumes or props on the plane, remember things like this are not allowed. Now, if you're bringing any costumes or props, remember that those pictures that we just showed of like fake knives, hatchets, swords, or other weapons, they must be checked in luggage. Candy is allowed, but liquid has to follow the 3-1-1 rule. And if your outfit includes a mask, don't wear it through security. And some changes are coming to Scott's Addition. Starting November 1st, the Department of Public Works will be installing bike lanes and raised crosswalks that will require alternating lane closures. Take a look at your screen here. Those crosswalks will be added to Marshall Street, Moore Street, Norfolk Street, and Shepherd Street. For the full list of upcoming lane closures, visit our website, WRIC.com. Construction is set to end on December 15th. And the Chesterfield Historical Society held an unveiling ceremony today for an exhibit honoring Cornelius Mims, the first black board of supervisor in the county. Now, Mims served on the board from 1881 to 1883. And 1887 to 1889, representing the Midlothian district. Some of his descendants were there today, saying they could feel the community's love.
Today was a great honor to my family. The legacy of Cornelius Mims, even though he died in 1932, 4 years before I was born, but it's a great honor.
Big honor indeed. This new exhibit will be a permanent feature of the Chesterfield County Museum. And still ahead, the former Vice President Mike Pence announcing he's officially stepping away from running for president. His message tonight as he drops out of the race. And the Richmond 48-hour film horror project hits the big screen tomorrow. When and where you can watch these local works of art. Tyler.
We had a very warm day on this Saturday. In fact, it got to 86 degrees at the Richmond International Airport, just 1 degree shy of our record high. Now, tomorrow I'm tracking another very warm day, going to be in the middle 80s. More on that in your latest 8-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Back-to-back Regional Murrow Award winner for overall excellence. You're watching 8 News. Veterans Voices. Join us as we share the incredible stories and courageous deeds of those who have proudly served our nation. November 10th on 8 News at noon. Sponsored by WG Speaks and Tech for Troops.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware, it's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Lease the new 2023 Sorento LX for $299 a month.
Okay, let's do this. I'm so excited to tell people that they have an MVP in Siobhan Donovan. Oh, hey, Donovan does deliver. Ready?
Ready.
With leaders like Siobhan Donovan, we're making Virginia the best place to live, work, and raise a family. And I can tell you no one works harder to deliver common sense results for Henrico, making college tuition more affordable and keeping our communities safe. And that's why I need you to vote for Siobhan.
I'm Siobhan Donovan. I approve this message. I'm proud to deliver for you.
The Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale ends Monday, so hurry in to get big savings and endless sofa possibilities. Remember, every Rooms to Go sofa is on sale. Save on fabric sofas, sleeper sofas, plush leather sofas, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Every sofa you see is priced low to sell fast. And only Rooms to Go offers an opportunity like this. So shop the Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale before it ends Monday. Every sofa is on sale.
I'm Stephen Miller Pitts, Iraq and Afghanistan war veteran, and I've lost too many to suicide and gun violence. Background checks, red flag laws make everyone safer, but my opponent repeatedly voted against these laws, making it easier for the wrong people to get firearms. I'm Stephen Miller Pitts, veteran, concealed carry permit holder, military spouse, and candidate for delegate, and I approve this ad because I'll do what's right to keep us all safe.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get 0.9% APR on select 2023 Sierra models. Plus, get $2,500 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
It's RPAA's Party for the Arts, November 3rd. Join 8 News in supporting Richmond's vibrant arts community. Dance, performances, and a cabaret. With Ann Hampton Calloway and Liz Calloway on the historic Carpenter Theater stage.
Serious injury? Call Jeff McDonald and Associates, 888-8888.
Welcome back. 8 News is your local election headquarters, and today, former Vice President Mike Pence has decided to step out of the 2024 presidential race. Pence is the first major candidate to leave the race that is still being dominated by former President Donald Trump. Although Pence did serve as the vice president, his campaign was not performing well. Here's his official resignation speech.
We always knew this would be an uphill battle, but I have no regrets. The only thing that would have been harder than coming up short would have been if we'd never tried at all.
This announcement comes just 2 months before the Iowa caucuses that have a reputation for determining our next president. And back home, if you're planning to vote early in our local election, polling places across Virginia are back open starting on Monday. Hanover County General Registrar Terry Smithson says all you need to do is to vote early is to show up at your local registrar's office or a satellite voting location with proper ID, such as a passport, voter registration card, or driver's license. You can even register the same day.
A same-day registration is, in essence, a voter registration application on a provisional envelope. They'll cast a provisional ballot that will be inserted into that envelope and sealed and brought back to us to be considered by our electoral board.
Now, Smithson says early voting locations will also be open next Saturday, the last day you can vote early prior to the November 7th election.
The most accurate forecast in Central Virginia. Now, your Storm Tracker 8 weather.
Weather was warm and clear today with a slight chance of zombies. Here you see groups of the undead gathered at Bird Park dressed in their best zombie getup to participate in the Richmond Zombie Walk. Then the group marched up and down Carey Street, showing off their cool costumes. Tyler, that looked like a lot of fun. A lot of gear to be wearing in the hot weather that we had today. Look at you, he's doing the zombie walk in studio. Now, for those in the land of the living, what will our weather look like for the rest of the weekend?
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun discussing that this morning with Autumn, and I am right now with you, Heather. Yeah, looking very warm for the rest of the weekend. Right now, pretty warm on this late Saturday night. 70 in Charlottesville, where they got to 89, by the way, at the Charlottesville airport this afternoon. 64 in Farmville, 65 in Richmond, 63 in